I'm excited. I don't want to deal with
Hey,
being
everybody.
old.
Welcome to the Bear Thoughts Podcast. We do this every Wednesday at, well, not Wednesday, Friday at 5 o'clock USBD time here at the Bear Thoughts channel. I know I'm so used to it. And this time we have Corvo with us. So Corvo is awake. He's here, and I can hear myself. Let's not hear myself.
Stealthy says we have sound. We are good. Yes, guys, I wholeheartedly apologize for last Friday. I fucking went to sleep and died. I did not wake back up.
All right, just make sure I still got audio for you, because can you say something again?
I said I was apologizing to our people out there because I went to sleep last Friday and I died. I was done. When I woke up, I was like, oh shit, oops, my bad.
Yeah. Okay. So some reason I had audio twice for you, so I had to turn off one of them. I don't know if it was coming through or not, so I had to turn that off. All right.
Okay.
So let's jump into this. You are 1 day away from your vacation.
You right.
And you are going to Orlando. So for those that does not know, next week he will not be here, nor will I. I will be taking off the day.
But it sounds natural now.
Okay.
I'm hearing everything after.
Yep.
Okay. So just mark that on your calendars. Next week there will not be a podcast. But right now, for those who don't know, we are at 100 subscribers. Thanks for those who have hit the subscribe button. We're at 103 right now.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's make the big number go bigger. That would be great. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Any type of piece you want to talk about. And I know you're going to be doing a lot of things. You're going to be making a droid. You're going to be doing lightsabers. You're going to be doing a giveaway. You're going to be delivering Cheetos. You're going to be going to
Tower Scream.
Yeah, Tower Scream. You're going to go to Waterworld, or am I right?
SeaWorld. And then SeaWorld Thursday night will be Hollow Scream night.
All the while, you're going to try to stream Genshin Impact so you hit your quota. I'm going to
do probably a 3-hour stream Wednesday, because that's the day that we're planning to not go to any parks to chill.
Mm-hmm.
What now?
Did you get the emails?
I did not look.
Even if you haven't even been accepted, technically you'd be doing all that.
You're absolutely right. All right, go ahead, man.
So you're going to be a very, very busy man next week. So if anybody's wondering how to catch him, you're not, unless Wednesday comes around, you're going to be there. But if you are one of the people that entered his little giveaway, best of luck to you. For those who are entered, I'm entered it as well. Of course, if anything, my wife wins anything, it's most like, or I win anything, it's most likely to be like, yeah, get some for my wife, because she loves Harry Potter, and Corvo does too. So it's kind of like an easy something from Harry Potter. She'll love it. It's one of those things.
And not to mention, we're going to Hollow Scream, and she's like me. She likes the spooky shit.
Yeah, also true. Hey, Stealthy, did you ever try for that Amazon reading thing?
No, because I never got this stuff. Oh, so you did get it. Nice.
Okay. Just wondering. There was a thing real quick that I'm just talk to you. I'm sure you maybe heard about it, or maybe you didn't. Amazon has this thing now where if you're interested in voice acting, you can sign up to one of their programs, and they'll give you a book to read and tell you what characters to try to voice act. And if they like your acting, they'll pay you to read their books for them, kind of like Audible. So if you enjoy that kind of things, you'll literally get paid for doing that.
Oh shit! I need to try that out and do some demon voices for some demon characters. I might can get paid to be evil.
Yeah, like my wife told me, like, if you didn't have dyslexia, this would be great for you. I'm like, stop. Yes, it would be. I would enjoy the shit out of it. But it's just one of those cool things I liked. But anyways, okay, so let's jump right through things I thought was pretty interesting. Did you hear that McDonald's what they're doing of lately?
No, I haven't.
And okay, let me just state this. They're already sold out. And I just heard about this. McDonald's is now doing a adult Happy Meal.
What?
Yes. And they're giving toys away that are of the old characters of the McDonald characters, like the purple guy and the burger
Like
bandits.
Hamburglar and all
Yes.
them guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
bitch, I'm finna get me an adult Happy Meal somewhere.
yes,
Hey, wait, we're going to a place that has the biggest fucking McDonald's around. Bitch, I'm getting me a Happy Meal.
yeah, they said when we went there, like, yeah, we're almost out. So it's like, whoa, like it just started. What the heck? How you almost out? So I thought that was really, really interesting because I got in there and got Happy Meals, and I'm not gonna lie, I went there because some of the kids' Happy Meals I personally wanted because like with some of the Pokemon or something like that. Those are the few times I go to McDonald's. It's because
Right.
something I actually like. But if they do more Happy Meals adult themed, what would you like to see them do?
Ooh, let's see. I'd like for them to rerun that Ninja Turtle Happy Meal they had when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
As the adult,
Yeah,
I would love
okay.
that one.
Some reruns, some bring back some classic
reruns
things.
of some of the classic ones, but do them as the adults because all those classic ones, we're all now adults. We're not kids anymore. We'd like to have that shit because
Oh.
you know we're old enough to know not to break it now.
Or to trash it or destroy or so on. Because you know, the burglar stuff, like I'm thinking, who would want this other than the adults? It makes sense. I don't personally want it, right? We did get one. Let me see. I don't think it's in the box anymore. No, she took it out the box, but it's a bigger box. And this is what it looks like, and that's what some of the characters kind of look like. They're getting like double eyes. Actually, that's what the toys look like. Is that right there?
Yeah, that's the Hamburglar all the way on the right.
Isn't that Wendy?
Isn't that Wendy in the middle, the bird?
Yes.
And then there's the purple dude.
Grim or something like that.
Grimace, Birdie, or Birdie and Hamburglar, and then Cactus. I don't know who Cactus is, but yeah, like this is the box. I don't know who she got.
Okay, so here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
For the adult Happy Meals, what food are they offering for those?
Adult size things like full size burgers and full things of chicken nuggets and full, large, medium size.
I can get like a quarter pounder adult Happy Meal
if it's on the things, but yes.
Damn.
So it's not like, kid size with some apples and some orange juice or some apple juice and some little small 4-piece of chicken nuggets. This is full sandwich, full burgers.
So I feel cheated because it was only like a couple of days ago that since Ethan wasn't feeling so hot a few days back, we let him pick where we would get some lunch one day, and he picked McDonald's. I feel cheated. I feel fucking cheated because we don't have that here. What the fuck?
Well, I didn't know about it until my wife told me about it. I was like, what the heck? I didn't hear anything of it. They didn't advertise it very well. If they did spoke about it at some point, I didn't hear anything about it. So that was a little weird to be like, wait, they have a Happy Meals now for adults? I'm sorry, I fixed my camera here. That's a little unusual, but sure, fine, whatever. But then then my wife brought up the smart idea of maybe we should like preserve the food. And so 10 to 20 years from now, we can have someone like try to eat the food. I'm like, how do you heck you preserve
food? Let me tell you a secret. Let me stop you right there. There has already been somebody that really bought a cheeseburger from McDonald's and left it for, I know, up to 6 months. Just left it in a place that, of course, you didn't have any bugs or critters getting to it.
Yeah.
And then pulled it out, and it was still perfectly fine because of all the preservatives in it.
Huh. That is... And people actually do like videos on that?
Yeah, somebody did that.
That is weird, but I guess that's a good way to catch somebody. Like, hey, I haven't ate this sandwich in 30 years. Let's see how it tastes today. Nuclear Holocaust? No. I just felt like it.
No. Hell, I'm telling you now, I don't give a fuck if a sandwich is as pristine as it was the day it was made. I ain't eating shit that was made 6 months ago.
But I guess people are desperate to kind of things. I've seen those YouTube channels where people like go to restaurants and like, oh, this is the new menu. Let's try it out and eat it. And either they have some kind of health issue, a health issue after a year or so after eating all that fast food for that many times for that many that long of a years. I couldn't do that. But imagine having to eat every single new sandwich that came out of McDonald's, every new sandwich that came out of Burger King, and so on and so on, and just for your job.
All right, so I got a good story for you. You're going to
Mhm.
get to laugh at this one because I actually got.
You got.
I got
Huh.
got. Usually I'm the one doing the sneaky, tricky shit, sneaking something on somebody. I got.
Okay.
I got double teamed though. I will admit I got double
Double
teamed,
teamed.
so I got caught. It was a collaborative effort. So the item that I sent you the picture of.
Yes, the very shiny iron.
Yeah, let me explain. That item, I have been looking for it since I was 12.
Okay.
That is the same exact model. Everything is the one that belonged to my father that went missing 2 or 3 weeks after he passed away.
Okay.
So it was a very important item that I wanted to replace.
Mm-hmm.
So Rollover and Stealthy conspired against me.
I don't know if inspired, but yeah, let's get this.
So they found it, procured it, and then 3 weeks later thought that they had not procured it.
No. We thought when we procured it because it literally was 3 days after.
3 days afterwards, they thought that they had not procured it because magically the money went back to Rollover into his account instead. Because he watched the money go out, and then suddenly it was refunded back 3 days later. So he's like, well, shit, maybe we missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So they went from being happy, oh, we found it, because that particular item is hard to find. Not because it's expensive, but because nobody wants to let go of it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So they were excited, and then 3 days later, they were very depressed. Rolls on around. A couple nights ago, Rollover shows up at the house. Sometimes he does that because we have a little bit better internet, and he wants to do his schoolwork a little better or some shit, something along those lines. I didn't pay much heed to it because, I trust the boy enough. He has a key to my house. Okay.
Yeah.
So he comes in, we hang around, we talk a little bit, right? And I go to bed. Well, apparently, while I'm in the bed, he explains to Stealthy he got a phone call from the shop that it was shipped to saying, hey, are you ever going to come pick this thing up? He's like, pick what up? They're like, this. He's like, wait, this and this and this? And they're like, yeah. He's like, I'll be there tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, the money had been refunded to him, so he didn't think it was coming.
Okay.
So he tells her all this while I'm sleeping. So the next day at lunch, she asked me, hey, do you want to just go grab something to eat for lunch? I was like, sure, we can grab something to eat for lunch because I was on my lunch break. We're driving along. She said, can we swing by here? Because she's been wanting a bike, a specific style of bike.
Okay.
And this place has bikes. And I was like, sure, we can do that. So we swing in there. I get out of the vehicle. I'm walking towards the bikes. I have not paid attention to the parking lot very well, obviously, because apparently Rollover's vehicle was there. I'm walking towards it, and all of a sudden I hear, bang, bang. And I hear, Corvo, turn around. So I turn around, and he's standing there. And then I realized there's a plastic case in his hand.
It didn't look like a plastic case. It looked like a fancy case, but it was open, so I couldn't really see the full case.
So I was like, did I just get got? That's the first thing I thought in my head. So I walked back over there, and he goes, happy anniversary, buddy. He hands it to me and goes to the other side of his car.
It's like, Okay.
So I
No
open it
alternatives.
and I realized what it is.
No
I open it and I
alternatives.
realized what it is.
Mm-hmm. Do you
And
get emotional?
at this point, I don't know whether to cry, hit somebody, or what to do. So I closed the case, got in the passenger side of the vehicle, and locked it where nobody could get to me or it, and sat there. And they were
That's
like
funny.
very confused.
Like, I need a moment. It's
I
not a
was like,
bathroom. I still need a moment.
I had to sit there for a moment. And then afterwards, they tell me that they had already arranged for me and him to go to the shooting range that afternoon.
To put
And
it through
this
his
lady
paces.
here bought 500 small items that go to it
Yeah.
for me to take with me out there.
See, now you even need more reasons why to get a quick loader.
And about 125 of those small items found their way flying through the air. Then I get home and I do my stream. And Lambino is very confused at the plot twist. He wasn't expecting the whole idea is not the full bad guy.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm sure it went well. Didn't no lockups, no kinks. It just went beautifully. Perfect aim.
Put it like this. This is what I heard. Tink, 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 tink. And I was very happy the whole time.
I never shot one like that before. Okay, put it
Really?
at the bag. Yeah, I never shot one like that before. I've shot in something similar to it, but not as big as that. Now, I thought I might have shot one with like literally shot one that was so powerful that the fire came at the tip of it, but it might be just like me thinking I have. My wife says I haven't because I showed her, and she's like, "Yeah, we haven't shot something like that before." I'm like, "I thought I have." Like, "Yeah, we shot something smaller." I'm like,
Looks like that.
"How big is that?" That looks
Yeah,
pretty big.
Me and you definitely need to find a time that somehow I can get your ass here, so
Yeah.
me and you can go to the range for a day.
I'm hoping someday we can go there so we can go to the
But
range for
that
a day,
will
then go to
be-
Orlando.
That'll be a very long day because I have many toys for you to partake in, sir.
Maybe my wife had actually learned to aim. Okay, so my wife had a shotgun. This is a little bit of a story. So, she got a shotgun from her Protestant father, and we lived in this. Honestly, we lived in this terrible trailer at the time because that's all we could afford. We lived in this trailer for 6 or 7 months, no joke, with no power. Because we were kind of on the back of our heels at this time.
I've been there, done that. Me and Stealthy did the same thing.
Like literally, we warmed up our room literally by candle. That's how we stayed warm.
Bro, I was cooking dinner out of fucking canned goods that was given to us, and I was building fires with sticks in the backyard to cook it.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, right there. So we lived in a trailer, and we finally got the way to get the hell out of there. The trailer was honestly a piece of garbage. The neighborhood was in a trailer park, but the neighbors were in trailers well, but it was like a 3-trailer little section. Anyways, so we leave this place, and we forget my wife's shotgun from her dad. It was a single barrel shotgun. And then we get contacted the people that moved in after us. Well, we find out that the people that moved in after us, the boys that had our guns, were in jail. And in order for us to get the gun back from them, we had to go bail them out. And we said, fuck that. Not worth it.
They'd have got bailed out if it had been my daddy's shotgun, but they'd have never went back to jail once I got it.
Yeah, because
big one.
That was fucked up. Like holding on, like it's literally my wife's my wife's dad's shotgun. Dad.
Yeah.
You could just give it to us. No, get us Bella's out and we'll give it to you. It's not yours. It did find the cops find out that you have custody of it, and you don't have. It's not registered under you. You go to jail again. Give us the gun. Nope, Bella's out. Fuck you. You're not supposed to have possession of the gun at all.
I'd have went and found that fucker. I'd have broke into their shit while their ass was in jail. I'd got my stuff. I ain't playing that shit because I've got one. I've got a couple of shotguns that were left to me by my dad. If either one of them go missing, you ain't got to worry about a police report being filed.
Choke them out. So yeah, these would say that gun never got be found. But then again, we didn't need a single barrel shotgun. It'd be better if we actually had, like, you know, something a little more useful. But other thing, a little jump pretty dang high.
Yeah, that little fucker's got springs in his feetsies.
Anyways, okay, so
yeah, Rollover's house sitting for us while we're gone, so I got to go to the store and make sure I have a couple of items that he needs before I leave.
Okay, so this is a topic I know you've been wanting to talk about for a while. You keep it saying we need to talk about it next time we're together. Okay, the new zone and the Genshin Impact expansion, and its Egyptian themed zone that has been nothing but a beaut to see. My wife is in love with it. She loves the zone, but the story is even more compelling. Now, so I'll let you go off and let you.
Right. So, I have a question for you. Did you realize something very key in that video that was played at the end when they tell the story of what happened to the Scarlet King?
Yes, he sacrificed himself.
And it's not just that. There's more to it about the goddess.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if you found it, because if you didn't, I'm going to have so much fun.
She apparently used up so much of her power, she transferred into a kid.
No, not just any kid. Lesser Lord Kusanali is Greater Lord Rukkhadevalla.
Yes,
the god that they have been treating like utter dog shit because they thought she was lesser than their great Lord Rukkhadevalla is their great Lord Rukkhadevalla. How fucking stupid can the smartest people be? Like,
I'm curious, like, how is this knowledge just? It's been probably thousands of years since this last occurred and all this happened. But how did this knowledge just forgot? Like, hey, I sacrificed myself. She saved your asses, and in doing so, she turned herself into a kid. She pretty much de-involved. She's like the opposite of a Pokemon. She went down rather than up. So it's very confusing. And then at the same time, did she really forget that she is Greater Lord Kusanali?
Yes, she did. Think about it. She used so much of her power that she started from square one. Because they were saying, remember, there was comments along the way where they were talking about when they originally found her, they tested her, and she was found to have intelligence of an average child that age, which made them realize that their greater lord was truly dead. Well, she just de-evolved herself. She doesn't know everything she used to know. That's just gonna take time, God or not. You know?
I wonder if she kind of did that on purpose, because if maybe there's a theory, maybe if she did remember what she was prior, she would also remember what befalled the humanity around that zone and brought that madness.
That is a good point. That's a good point. But I'm going to tell you something else. Think about the words we heard the first time we connected with Irminsul. World, forget me. The only way for the world to forget you is you can't know you're you. Or else everybody's going to eventually know you're you.
Yeah.
So I think all of that shit was tied to that event. And the humans of the area were so damn petty that they couldn't force themselves to think that he made a mistake and in doing so, ended up having to sacrifice himself, and she had to save everybody.
Yes.
And I'm like, so in reality, he wasn't a bad person. He
No.
was trying to do what he thought was going to be good for his people.
If you paid attention, he was not the one that delved into the forbidden knowledge. It was actually his people that did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. His people found the forbidden knowledge. It impacted everything.
So he got rid of it
So he got rid of it temporarily, but it was coming back, and the only way to stop it was to sacrifice himself. But in doing so, somebody else had to lend their power to stop it. So in reality, these two people, these two gods, truly were amongst probably the best of friends and did everything they could to save both of their peoples.
Mm-hmm.
And yet their peoples have been bitching at each other all this time. Your guy did this, but your guy did this, and you serious?
Well, the one guy, the one statement that really caught my eye was, I don't believe it was actually gods, but just humans with higher sense of power. And with the gnosis being what is the source of their power, it seems like humanity's starting to realize that these people aren't really gods. They're people with a higher sense of power. They've gotten some greater power, so there has to be something greater than them, an actual god that's given them godlike powers. So I think the keys are starting to really connect here. That is, there's something greater than Lord Kusanali and Rukadavaka and all the rest of the gods. There's lesser gods. They're like almost angels, almost not really, but close to it, I guess. So I like that. And of course, now they're trying to make a god.
Yeah.
So me
and him need to have a talk.
Yeah. So you remember that mist that when you see him the second time and he truly shows his color that was messing with the traveler?
Yeah.
I think that mist might be what that may corrupted the world last time. I'm putting keys here. What happened to that mist that he was fussing with?
Here's what I think was going on. Here's what I think is going to happen. This is my prediction. I could be wrong, but we like to predict, right, to see if we're right. So my prediction is the Doctor and Scaramouche wanted to make him a god, or as close to his god as they can. And they preyed on the turmoil in Sumeru to get the academia to help them. Well, the academia is helping them by first gathering dreams to power up Irminsoil, to power up the Akasha so that it's working at maximum power. And then secondly, by feeding it divine knowledge capsules, right?
Yeah.
Well, if those divine knowledge capsules are infected with the forbidden knowledge that was driving people insane from way back in the Scarlet King's time, what's going to happen when you take an already unstable puppet, give it godly powers, and then make it fucking insane? That sounds like a great. That's a great recipe for a god of wisdom, right?
Yeah.
No, just fucking no. You kicked the Doctor out of the academia for a reason.
Yeah.
And the simple phrase of, do you want to make a god, is all it took to get this corrupted bastard back in your ranks? Are you serious?
Yeah. And the fact that this puppet has no love for humanity at all. It's just to give it more fuel to the fire that it's gonna be like, yeah, I want to kill everything. Like, you don't really even need to make it a sanity puppet. It already has the love and passion for just destroying humanity.
He blamed a child for dying.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny. It's
a fucking child.
I thought that was kind of like, what?
He blamed someone from being scared of him because he's powerful.
You have godlike powers? Oh shit. That means you can kill me one flick, right? You're nice to me, but That doesn't sound like a very good recipe. The game is doing a great job of writing it.
There has been so many twists.
Yeah,
Like this whole area and the storyline has taken some of the shit you thought you knew and just been like, here, let me dump that out. Here's the new bucket.
yeah,
Over.
because the whole castle thing. I didn't know what was going on with the castle. I couldn't foresee that. There was no like anime twist theme to it. I watch a lot of anime, so you think I would see that coming? I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the castles being literally ripped out of people's minds to the point where they became in crazy, and their knowledge was now trapped inside of
The
a capsule.
capsules. He's saying he didn't see the capsules coming, like the knowledge being pulled out of their mind, and he's like, that was good because it was something I couldn't predict.
Technically, you could have.
But dude,
It's similar to.
I'm telling you though, one of the
Full Metal
greatest.
Alchemist that they did a slight twist on it. They didn't have anything leading to it to make it.
One of the greatest things though was the fucking cutscene where Sino come out of nowhere and him and Albatham was going at it.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, why are we stopping? Don't stop them. I'm watching a movie.
yeah, and every single time people like look at the travelers like, yeah, I can beat the traveler's ass. I'm like, you know what the traveler's been through? Have you seen what the traveler? No, you know nothing about the
I
traveler.
love it when they're like, just stand back. We'll walk you through this. We've got this. I'm like, you just told me 10 minutes ago you've heard of my exploits and deeds all the way out here, and yet you're worried about me. Me, the person that whooped the god's ass, an ancient god's ass, the one that put his wife back in the bottom of the ocean. With assistance, because honestly, Shinha was when that bitch stomped her foot and the ocean froze, I got chills, and I'm not talking about the kind you seen. I felt them fuckers. I was like, ooh, somebody's angry.
Yeah. So like,
let's keep it that way.
yeah, like somebody that's literally fought beside gods, with gods, to gods, puppets of gods, writing Shogun. It's an ever-ending list. It's like no one heard about me. It goes something's like, yeah, they don't recognize recognize you, nor do they know your language. They don't have no idea, clue about you. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But you think somebody out there would be a place of knowledge gathering? No one's gathering the information about me and my exploits by now?
No, I mean but that's just it. They are. There's people that tell you they've heard of your deeds, they've heard of all you've done for the other nations. I'm like, then why are you limiting what you're allowing me to do to help you?
Yeah, and then like, I got this. You can't. What?
They were already promised by the doctor their new god that they could control.
I mean, obviously the academia knows that we're something to be worried about because we weren't even in Sumeru like 10 minutes, and they how Albatham supposedly his mission was to find out about us, even though he kind of like was like, no, fuck that, I don't want to do that. I want to know about this, which I thought was fucking fantastic, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. Your trusted scribe, you give him a mission, he's like, sure, I'll do that, and walks out the door and goes, no, fuck, I'm not. I mean, I swear, I love his character for that alone. Makes me want him in my group, even if I never use him, just because he reminds me of me. Sure, I'll do that. Walks out the door and goes, no, fuck, I'm not.
And he is fucking built. I mean, like a shit brick house for a guy.
I went back and looked at that video or that clip that you were talking about where somebody stood him beside Arataki, and Arataki's built, but Albatham makes him look like a fucking twig.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it, what happened?
I don't know.
It bugs me.
It's like, oh yeah, and then you see Arataki's like,
yeah. I mean, but the clip he's talking about has the two of them standing side by side, and you don't really realize it real good when you're looking at just him. But then when you put him next to Arataki, you realize that arm you've been looking at this whole time is like double the size of even Arataki's. You're like, Jesus Christ, he's a fucking tree.
He's a tree trunk.
So you call me fucking tiny, and then you stand me next to another actual woman, and you're like, oh my god, no, you're not.
It is like it's impressive. This guy. And of course, I like his personality when it comes to question everything. I like that kind of mentality.
I,
When you
I,
question
I,
everything, and then you go look at you question it, go find out. Don't just question it. Go find out.
what I love though is they all having their little tiff and shit. Candace invites them inside, and Candace lays down the fucking law, and nobody, not even Dia, is gonna argue with her. Like, nope, nah, we gonna talk, bitch. We finna talk because she
I'm the
looked like
queen here.
Yeah, I mean, I love Candace from the aspect that she is gentle when
Mhm.
she speaks, but even in her gentle tone, you could tell you fuck with my people, and I'm gonna destroy you. Like she stood out there the whole sandstorm alone, fighting off all those monsters, and she was still going when it ended.
Yeah, it's like
I ain't want my stamina bar ain't that high, bro. I ain't fucking with it.
I'm hoping to pull more. I'm trying to pull on as few as I can for maybe get another Candace before the next beta comes out. So when the next beta comes out, I'm hoping it'll be at like 70 or 80, so I
Right.
can have a chance to get in
Well, I
there.
got my Candace.
Mhm.
Um, and the orange that I pulled wasn't sign up. So it guarantees the next banner pull
Mhm.
that I get the orange on the banner. So
Yes.
I ain't getting no more oranges until Nilu pops up. Or I get 180 because I've already broke 100 again.
Okay. So yeah, you're already pretty set. I'm definitely looking forward to the next banner, but I don't know if I'm looking more toward the fact of the 3.2 story to continue on, or am I more excited about the banner? I know, like a couple days ago, I did a little talk about it yesterday. But somebody talked to the developers of Hoyoverse, asking them a few questions about what upcoming plans they might have, and then asked them about, like, one of the things was, do you have any plans to maybe revisit some of the old champions to balance them out or get them more prevalent or more viable to current day? And they're like, well, no, we have no plans for that. It's like, all right, what about increasing the resin cap? No plans for that. Okay, what about more in-game themes? No plans for that. And like every question they were asking them is like, yep, nope, and nope. And of course now that everybody's like, you're reflecting, you're not answering none of the questions, you say no to everything. If people are asking for this,
Well, here's the thing though. If they're smart, they're gonna say no to everything.
mm,
Do you know why?
because it'd be cool when they do it.
So that when they do it, we're all like, what the fuck? Yes.
Yes,
I mean, because if they just tell you, yes, we're going to give you everything you want, then you're not going to be excited when it actually happens because you're going to be like, oh, I knew this was coming.
Finally, we got
But
this.
blah, blah, blah. But if they tell you no, and then they go and revisit, let's say they revisit like Barbara, and they make Barbara's skill set more palatable to actually attacking as well as healing, you're gonna be like, oh shit, she's relevant again. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Now
the only one
or they go back and they're like, you know what? We're gonna change the stuff with the domains. Now you can go do those domains, but we've added so much content within the domains that it's now a raid, and you have to have people to complete it.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't personally would not like. I would love that. But one thing I would like them to do, it's not even for me. It's not even for me. It's not even for you. It's not for Stealthy. It's something for everybody that's trying out the game for the first time. They asked them, would they ever bring back some of the old contents for new players that have missed out during those contents, those events, while they're playing the game. And then, of course, they said no. They don't have no plans to do that right now. They want to more focus on new things and bringing new players to the game. I'm like, that to me is, if they are working on it, I hope they do, because I would like people, let's say you hit world level, right? You hit world level, let's say 12, right? And
Right.
the first time the islands came about, activates for you. Now you have 7 days to complete this island place, and before it's gone. You have 7 days on your account to complete it. That's something I think new players should be able to experience, because it was something that when I first came to the game, blew my mind. It was like, oh my God, all these things to do in the game. No matter what, I still had something to do, because even though I feel like I was done with the zone, new event came out. I go do the events. And then another zone, it was always something to do, weaving and experience new areas and events.
I had an idea, and I know you're going to think this is crazy, but what I would love would be when they get to the last area that they're going to open, right?
Yeah.
It not being open world. The whole area is a big ass fucking raid.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine? We're going to Shesnaya, but you might want to call your friends because it's all a raid. From the time you hit there to the time you get to the god, you battle everything.
That would be great. And also, like, make sure that the bosses don't appear until that things are cleared out. So people don't just rush it.
Let me tell you though, if that happens, that's going to tell me two things. One, that bitch is definitely not going to be like any other boss. Because I mean, if you have to do a whole country worth of a raid to get to her, she's badass.
Okay, so let me just theory craft with you here. Let's say you go into a raid, right? And you have a group of 4. That means you're doing it on hard mode, group of 4 players or 5 or whatever they might add to it. And then now that you're doing with the hard mode with a group of 5, you get more of the is it I forget, is it yellows or oranges, or is it purples?
Oranges.
More oranges. But then let's say you want to do it as a solo player. Well, you don't get a high of a chance of getting several oranges. You get maybe like 1 or 2 if you're lucky, and you might be the one you like. I think that would be more of a reason to make group content and not still have it solely as group content. Because I know some people out there like to play solo players. I don't blame nobody who wants to play by themselves. But if they do it for a group of people, there'd be more group content. And of course, if it's challenging, well, it'll take longer for people to beat it. But you can still beat it by yourself if you want to be a big fat whale. Because I know some people out there that wants to challenge their accounts. Like, can you imagine if you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get you an impact? Way more than you probably should, and never really get to see to what limit those characters can go.
I also think a good idea would be go back to all those bosses like that you do at the end of each storyline. I think doing those like you normally do, finish them, and then at that point they add the raid level to it, so you can invite friends and go back and do it at the hardest possible difficulty as a raid, and it give you higher chances at like oranges and stuff like that. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Something to I know that right now they're mostly focused on the storyline, which I'm appreciative. All the little puzzles here and there, that's always fun to do. New little mobs here and there, it's always nice. Working my way through all the trying to get all the tablets in a new zone from all the pyramids to try to get all of them activated. I don't know what's going to happen when all they're activated, but I have a feeling what's going to happen, but I don't really know, so we're going to find out. So I'm running around doing that right now. That's all nice and dandy. But at some point, that stuff is gonna feel repetitive. Like, it's the same thing with a different shade of color on it. It's the same kind of puzzle, different shade of color on it. Same kind of mob, different kind of color on it. It's the same formula, you might say. What kind of formula would you like the game to change up personally? That you would like, this would be a good way to mix it up a little bit to make this feel something actually fresh and new.
That's a good question.
Because the only formula I've seen them change in a while was probably those plant red things, the plant little affected zones where you have to, shoot the 3 plants, mop
Well,
bad guy comes out.
They did that, but they also changed how some of the mushrooms and stuff reacted to different elements. They changed that.
Mm,
What I would like to see is like with the traveler in specific,
mm,
instead of having to go to the statue and resonate with the statue for that element,
yeah.
I would like them to maybe somehow. We're in Sumeru, right? So it's
Yes.
the knowledge capital, which is why some of the things that we could never do before we can do now because we've learned this since we've been there.
Mm.
I like for them to work in a way for him to be able to realize how to swap between elements without going to the statue.
Yeah, that would make it
Right.
more viable.
I mean, think about it. If you're playing as the traveler and you leave him in your party and you get to a spot and granted, it needs to stay where it's only areas that you've been to because you haven't resonated the first time to get that element.
Mm-hmm.
But like right now, if we had the ability to hit like a number key and change from Dendro to Geo to Animo to Electro, you imagine? Do you know how much more viable he then becomes or she becomes?
It's like a key, honestly,
Yeah,
because just how many puzzles have I come across and be like, shit, I don't have that element in my group. Well, if I
right.
had the traveler, now I might have that element in my group. Or I see, okay, that's an enemy over there. They're electro or they're pyro. Okay, I don't have someone that can knock out the shield off of them. I'll switch my elements on my traveler, and now I have something to combat them a little bit more easily.
Agreed. I think that would be.
It's a minor change, but it's a good
Uh,
change.
yeah, that would be almost a game changer to me.
Mm. Okay, I can definitely feel that because I have right around the new zone, and I'm constantly switch my groups. I want to play new characters. I feel like I'm playing the same characters over and over and over again. I want to try new characters and try to get them leveled up and try like that's why I'm playing the mermaid girl. I'm sorry, name here. But I'd be like been around. I'm like, okay, now I need an animal character in my group. Why not I gotta switch my group? All right, wind. All right, now I need fire. Shoot, I don't have fire in my group. Switch my group. Fire. It's like, God dang it. And then like,
Well,
okay.
and see, the truth be told, it's not going to diminish having to swap characters in your group if the traveler can swap like that. Because just because you need Dendro and you have the traveler's Dendro doesn't mean you don't need Dendro bow. Because there's times where that sword can't reach that item.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't diminish the other characters. It just makes the traveler more viable in other things that's going on. Like, could you imagine being in Inazuma, all this lightning and shit going around, and being able to flip to any of the other like Geo at a moment's notice for shield, or swap over to Animo when there's fire on the field and throw a tornado of flame at an electro opponent. I mean, it doesn't diminish the fact that you still have to use, those other bow or polearm users because he can't do certain things with those elements that they can. But it gives you the ability to have him and make him more useful.
Yeah. And you would have to build him for that knowledge. It's like rather than build him for focusing on elemental mastery or focusing on charge, or you just focus them on pure DPS. Anytime you change your elements, you have
like I discovered with my traveler, the sword that you can make in Sumeru is a great sword for him when he's in Dendro. Because of the effects it has. I think we should be able to kind of make, I guess, for lack of a better term, pre-build out each element that he has at the moment with the things that's best. So that when you swap, you're not just swapping that, you're swapping everything. Like best electro version, best flame version, best aqua version,
There's people making mods for the game, and if MiHoYo wasn't against mods, I'm sure someone out there probably can make one. Because I know for World of Warcraft, there was something like that for PvP and raids and for dungeons and for leveling in the game. They would press one button on the keyboard or on the macro button in their game, and all their gear and their spec and everything would just change right over and one quick button, and that was definitely a useful thing. I think they would do great if they were able to do that. If not for the travel, at least for groups. I'd like to be able to press Control 1 and change from Group 1 to Group 10 or
Right.
Group 0.
Yeah, I would love to be able to preset those so that you don't have to go to the menu to swap. Just click a button and boom. Boom.
The UI really doesn't do anything for you in gameplay. If anything takes you out of the game, anything that keeps you in the game is better than taking you out of it. The kids are just running around, going crazy today, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
I've seen him booked it past your door. No lie, I've kind of think 7 times now.
Well, they're excited, and I get that, but they still know the rules, so they're not going to like when podcast ends.
Kids, let's watch this podcast. Let me teach you something. Let's see your parents. I know it sucks, but just do it. It's for your betterment of you. It's a betterment of you. You don't know nothing, and it's not to call you stupid. It just say you just don't know what your parents are gonna do when you don't listen. Oh, I feel for you, kids. Watch out.
Hey, I'm more than happy to have more than one lightsaber and one droid.
Well.
Oh, that brings me to something I hadn't told you yet. So I made a decision. It was very hard to make this decision.
I bet.
But I have decided that I'm going to buy every color kyber crystal there is when I make my lightsaber, so I have all the colors.
Just go all rainbow?
It was very hard to decide that I'm going to buy every color that there was to put in there. I mean, it's difficult, but I'm going to bite the bullet and do it. I'm even going to bite the bullet when I build my droid, and I'm going to put what do you call them, baby? The chips. What are they? Personality chips. Yeah, I'm going to get a personality chip for each one of them because I'm building 2 droids.
Oh yeah, okay. How big are the droids? I never asked you that. How big are they?
11 and a half inches tall.
11 and a half. So, sorry, give me a second. 1, that big?
Yeah, they're big. They're not tiny. They're almost a foot tall. Hang on. Stealthy's going to give us the exact measurements. She's doing what a Stealthy does.
If you do the B series, it's only about 7 inches wide. The R series are approximately 12 and a half inches.
All right. The R series are 12 and a half inches tall.
12 and a half. Okay,
and so. Like 3.5 pounds each.
And the BB series, because it's the ball series, is 7 and what? Like 7 and.
So basically, our series is from this line right here.
Right, gotcha.
From there to here, they're that tall, and then the BB series.
So the R series is as tall as from my finger.
Yeah.
To here.
Okay. Yeah, I was close. Okay.
And then the R series is what? 12
and a half inches tall is the R series. BB series is 7 inches.
7 inches tall or wide?
Wide. Remember, they're balls.
Oh yeah. So the BB series are this wide.
Okay. So it's a ball with a little bit of the little thing on top of it. Okay.
Yeah. So probably if you're going height, it's probably more like 10 inches when you count the head in it. But the big round part is 7 inches circumference.
And you're going for a BB and a
R2.
R2. Okay. So you're going for both the main droids.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're going for the classic color, and you're going for both the personality chip for both of them.
Yep.
Okay. And you say you're gonna put them behind you?
I'm gonna try to somewhere.
But say, I don't think those things can fit on those shelves. Oh, that's a little big. And you have to,
Yeah. I am gonna do a video after I'm gonna do a video of building them, and then my plan is to do a video that Wednesday that we're hanging out at the villa.
Yeah.
Of them playing with each other, because supposedly they interact with each other without you having to control them as long as they're on. I'm gonna do a little video of that, and I'm gonna post those when we get back, as well as, you know what I mean, I'm gonna send them to you. Oh, actually no, because you have access to my lovely storage unit, I'm just gonna put them there and you can go and take a look.
Which we need to move all the 3D files to that thing because
they've been moved, baby.
Okay, so I can delete all that now.
Yeah, if you go and look, if you access it through the web client, like we were talking, if you click on the 3D files folder, everything that was in the G drive is in there.
Okay, so should I also share my folder of 3D prints?
You can pick your folder up and throw it in there too. I don't care. I've got more that weren't in the G drive that I've got to move there from other locations. But if you want to make that a shared repository for me and you from there,
yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Because now you have Corvo Drive.
Yeah, instead of Google, instead of having a limitation on it.
How did you like the quantity of free space?
That is disgustingly big.
Well, thank you. I've heard that before, but never from a man.
So I'm sure you saw Barbados. That has to be one of the sexiest models I've seen in a while. I've never been.
Oh, you mean not Barbados? You're talking about the captain.
Yeah. Oh my God. Starts with a B.
I just lost her name.
Me too.
Shit.
Give me a second, guys. Okay, what was it?
I lost the name of the captain of the ship.
You mean Beto?
Beto.
Beto. Okay, Beto. Yes, Beto. That 3D model.
Oh yeah, that thing is sexy. She's just kind of slouched back, a little drunk.
Thighs all just like on full display. That's a spicy one. But he just had that one announced. He's also announced which is not Genshin Impact related. He's also doing a a la carte from Helsing as well. Apparently this
really,
yeah. So he does like several models per month. And when you do to his Patreon, you get access to those models of the month. And he's doing Barbados, and he's already working on Alucard. And I'm already seeing people print they're fully printed versions of some of his other models. And I cannot give this guy big enough shout out for this guy.
I've been thinking about doing something. I want to run it by you. See what you think. So you know that I had the model for Adia from the Final Fantasy VIII game that I'm streaming created.
Yes.
My intention is to eventually have them all created, because apparently nobody else is ever gonna get them done.
Yeah, get the love that they deserve.
Right. So what I'm thinking about doing is, as I'm streaming FF8, I'm thinking about taking a poll from people viewing the stream. Votes. Who would you like to see as a 3D model next? Have idea. Yeah. And I can't guarantee the time frame that I'm going to have this model generated, but if I get, say, 8-3 votes on Quiddus, then Quiddus will be next, or whoever beats out on the highest vote count.
Gotcha. Okay.
Things aren't cheap to have people make them.
No, and it's amazing when you see somebody doing a great job at models and giving it to you at, honestly,
I don't know.
A steal.
Somebody has money is all I got to say, because there's no way you don't have money and you make something like that knowing what it can be sold for and don't ask for it.
Yeah, because if I was him, just a thought. If I was him, I'd be like, "Hey, this is amazing models. I'm at them at the developers that made this game. And going, hey, you want to hire me? People love my stuff. Look at it. See, look at my resume. Look at my sales. Hire me. I'll make figurines for you.
Yeah.
Done. That is
Well,
an
not
easy
even
profit.
that. I mean, my idea model looks fantastic. It
Mhm.
really does. So I know what the average cost of having one of those models cost to have it made. So I know what his models could be going for. So the dude's he's not making these models because he needs money, obviously. He's making the models because he's having fun doing it and he's giving people what they want.
Yeah, well, I'll make a little money on the side though. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
but
It's
I
not
mean,
hurting.
it's not like he's charging what he could for them.
Yeah, he's not hurting for money. He just it's like a little pastime for him. Like, well, I have free time. I guess I can make this highly exclusive, highly detailed with full scale and resolution and no pixel and fully, diverse background and scenery for each character that matches their themes and what they're about. And when you look at the figurine, you immediately know what this character is all about. Like that's what I like about it. You look at her and you go, I can tell what she's about because her just everything about her just screams what she is and what she does and who she is. Even the stances, like with Barbados, she's laid back. She likes a little drink. She's in a in a bar, but she has this commanding presence to her.
Dude, that's not a
and
bar. You didn't pay attention. That is her fucking chair on the ship in the captain's cabin.
I'm gonna look at it again because I haven't looked at it since. Let me look at it again because you might be right. Well, you probably are right. Well, it's a chair and a freight behind her. There's some more beside her. There's some whiskey, and she has a big ass sword. So she's a Clearmore user. I love that they add the weapons with it. Sorry if it paused the stream because I clicked on Discord.
No,
But yeah,
I'm okay. We're good.
but it might have freezed in a second. But yeah, it gives people a presence of what that character is about rather than just here I am, I'm standing and T-posing.
Yeah.
Domination. And of course he's doing the women because women are awesome in the Genshin Impact. And he's doing some of the most
I fully expect the males to come after he gets the females done. I really do.
Yeah. Which one would you want to see him do first?
Which male?
Yes. I have my pick, but that's because he's a sexy ass voice.
Well, look, not everybody can be fucking Morax, okay?
I wish.
It's not just a voice. Let's be honest. He has that calm, cool, collected cadence too. Like he has that when he talks. You know that he knows that he don't really give a shit because he will stomp your ass if he has to.
But he never cares about more either.
Well, I mean, think about it. He was the god of contracts. He created Mora.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he have ever had to care about Mora until now? I mean, it makes sense. It's like, I mean, look at the alcoholic. There's an entire festival dedicated to this god because he likes wine.
It's always drunk. Yeah, it seems like gods have their habits. And
although I will say that event hit me in the feels a couple of times. Like I was like, ow, stop hurting my heart, you bitches.
Yeah, and people are complaining about like little side stories because I know people are complaining, and I don't get it. Right? At the same time, I want to have sympathy for them, but I don't. About like them not focusing on the main storyline of the traveler and what's going on with that pursuit. And
I think they're missing the fact that I think that is why our traveler is going to turn out different than the sibling.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sibling went straight down the storyline like we did. Remember, she or he said, "I've already made this track before,"
mm-hmm.
but I don't think they diverted and helped anybody. I mean, I think they helped people that were along the way, but they didn't go out of their way like with Razor's situation or something like that. I think all those interpersonal relationships that the Traveler forms on all that side shit is what's gonna make him or her better.
Yeah, rather than being conflict and being conflict all the time, look for some joy in the world and in
Although I was messing
companionship.
with Stealthy, I said, could you imagine how pissed off Lisa would be if next wine fest comes and somebody has stole Razor's barrel of wine? I mean, that would almost be worse than having a late book.
I haven't completed the storyline, but apparently after you complete that storyline in the game, all the characters of the storyline, except for Eula and one more person, are out in the world where you can go and talk with them and actually communicate with them and a little side thing with them. I think that's pretty nice. I haven't done that yet, but
when you finish it, the little cutscene that plays, it's gonna punch you in the gut a couple of times because there's a couple of characters that are in the cutscene that it tells you like a little snippet of personal stuff about them, and you're just like, ah, my God.
I actually like them now. Okay, that was the thing I wanted to ask you earlier. Okay, so for those who, let me give you a wrap up, and then we'll get to the question here. There's a character in the game we just talked about a few minutes ago that was created by a god. Okay, and this puppet was created by a god and seen as weak. The god didn't need something weak; he needed something powerful. So it was essentially let go of. So
actually, okay, you're right, but I'm gonna put a little detail on that. Wasn't that he was weak from a power standpoint. He was weak because he had
emotions.
He was too close to human emotion. She needed something that was going to be more finite, black and white.
Never changing.
He wasn't inferior as far as power was concerned. He was inferior in her eyes because there was room for him to have a clouded judgment because he was more human-like than what she wanted.
Okay, so and he goes through life through many years and gets betrayed in his eyes by the kid earlier. And after hearing that story, do you feel any sympathy toward him when it came to, other than the kid part, but other than but being thrown away by a god because of a human connections and human emotions? Do you have any sympathy for that character?
Here's the way I feel. I'm sympathetic to the point that he wasn't what she wanted and she had to move on. But I don't think he was just thrown away. I don't think that's how that went. I think that she realized he wasn't what she wanted and she released him to go out into the world and live. Because if she hadn't, how did he become a harbinger? You know?
Yeah.
It's not like she locked him up somewhere, obviously, because he's fucking walking around. She could have just destroyed his ass, but she didn't.
He's causing havoc, though. That's for sure.
Right. But my point is that he looks at it like he was thrown away, but he's also not looking at it like mama could have turned me into a pile of dust, but she let me go on with my life. You know? So I'm sympathetic from his viewpoint. But when looking at what he believes versus what actually happens, no, because he didn't pay attention to what was actually going on.
Yeah.
Just like with the person that he said was friends and then became fearful of him. Well, I don't know about you, but if I become friends with someone and then I realize that this person has the ability to snap their finger and end my life, no matter how much I trust them or I love them, I'm be worried that one day I'm going to piss that person off. Okay?
Yeah.
And no sympathy on the child thing. He was fucking mortal and a child. For God's sake, what was he going to do? No, death, don't take me. I can't. I'll break my promise to the puppet.
I just feel like the game was trying to make you have sympathy toward him.
I think it was.
It wasn't doing a good job of this.
I think it worked for some people because
Mhm.
some people are going to see that and only see it from his side, or some people are going to see it and only see it from the other side, and they're going to really hate him. For me, it's I don't really give a shit.
Mm.
Okay, your past is your past. What happened then happened then. Your decisions that you're making now is what's affecting me, and you're
Yeah.
making stupid decisions. So I'm going to make a smart decision and put my foot up your ass.
Well, that is the part where I would like even society nowadays to really look at is that mentality. It's like don't worry about the past. What you're doing now to affect the world now
I
is what
mean,
who you are now. So therefore, you should judge about that. If you have to judge
most
anything.
definitely, our past does somewhat define us. It does help make us into the people we are.
Hmm.
That's not. I don't deny that at all. But you, as a person, still have the ability to make decisions that change the outcome at the current moment.
Hmm.
And if your decision is to become an all powerful God because you want to wreck the world, that is not the right decision.
Mm.
Which means somebody's going to have to correct you. No matter what your reasoning for getting to there is, you have to be stopped or corrected.
Which makes me wonder. Okay, the capsule. I know we bring this back up here. The little red capsules.
The
Do you?
knowledge capsule, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know? Because I don't remember if they told us or not. Do you know where the red capsules came from?
The red capsules, that particular one came from the desert.
Mm-hmm.
It was extracted, I think, out of the minds of the cuckoo for Cocoa Puff sages, the ones
Mm.
that connected to Irminsul, but connected to the negative that's plaguing Irminsul right now.
Okay.
I think they extracted that knowledge because what the guy was trying to say was, in their mind, logically, if it is knowledge that no mortal can comprehend and it drives you insane, it must be divine knowledge
Mm.
from a source of higher knowledge.
Okay.
No, not really. It could just be a crazed fucking knowledge that drove a god insane. I mean,
Mm.
just saying.
Don't know what that
It'd have to
knowledge
be
might be.
divine.
Yeah. I'm still worried about the myths. I'm so curious about the capsules. Uh, I'm hoping that they make this boss, the puppet turned into a god, a more diverse than just a domain. Honestly, I feel like it'd be a huge loss, even though he looks fucking amazing. I think it'd be a waste if they just go, "Oh, it's just another domain. You can do it once a week, and hope you have enough resin for it, or you're gonna be out of luck." Um, a lot of Genshin
I
Impact
think,
talk today.
I think there's going to be a good story up to the fight. I
Hmm.
think they're going to have the fight, and then I think they're going to make the fight a reoccurring Torrance domain like they did the others.
Hmm.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, once
I'm
a week.
fine with it being a repeatable Torrance domain
Hmm.
as long as there's a good story leading up to the initial battle.
Yeah, story has to
'Cause,
be very, very well played out because right now they left it on the cliffhanger.
yeah, we need to take some time and pool our resources. The end. What?
Yeah, let's go talk to the assholes, and now we're not. Now wait a minute, or a month or two, which they did say they're gonna be wrapping up the time period between each update and patch. We're gonna be, but not decreasing in quality, which I hope that's the truth. I hope they do like the increase of everything because I think COVID and a lot of that stuff was going on. It
Right.
was slowing down their progression. So hopefully they'll be able to put out more content. But anyways, that is it for this week. I hope y'all come back here, not next Friday again. Let y'all know next Friday we'll be not here. I won't be here. Corvo won't be here. He'll be on vacation. I'll be chilling and relaxing. So don't worry about next week. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit the like button down below. What you think was going to happen? Where's the pods coming from? Do you like the story going on? What you would like to see in the game? Leave all that down below. Thank for those who have helped hit us 100. It'd be nice to hit 200 before the end of the year. That'd be amazing. Let's get bigger. And as always, catch Corvo at Corvo Ninja. Catch me at Grumppybear and Stealthy F Jade. All on twitch.tv/. You get the name. And as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. 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 1,